What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Plant Movement Podcast. I am excited to bring on yet another person that interacts with our world in the plant movement industry. Today we have Geo Mitil with Aldo Pest Control, that he brings the pest control side to the table. And how's everything, man?
Everything's good.
Everything's good?
Yes, sir.
He brings so much to the table, guys, and we want to keep innovating. We want to keep bringing you guys content that's relevant so you guys can learn, soak up on, and push and build something. That's what we're trying to do here. Before we jump in, I just want to say thank you guys for all the love, all the support that you guys have been giving us over this short period of time. We are trying really hard to keep pushing the boundaries and bringing things that are relevant to light, right? And listen to people's stories and how they got to where they are today. That way it inspires us all to keep pushing. So, Geo.
What's up, brother?
How's the day been? Everything's good.
Everything's good. Can't complain.
So, Geo does our pest control here, and we use him for everything when it comes to that. Our office space, our fumigations, like our facilities where we hold our chemicals, where we put our pots in, all that stuff. Make sure everything's clean and we have no issues, right? That way when the inspectors show up, everything's nice and clean, no ants, no problem. We get the green light and we're good to go. Yes, so that's what we're using for here, and we're here today doing this. Tell us, man, I want to learn everything about you and what got you to where you are today and what moves you're making and how you are pushing the boundaries when it comes to you, your business, growing it for your family, just for everything. The people that are, with you, and how dedicated you are, because he's a very dedicated, punctual, on point, on time person, which that has to come with coming through. That you all know that if you don't come through, you're never going to succeed. So tell me, how did you get into the world that you're in now? You've been in it for how long? How long have you been in it?
Going on 10 years.
10 years. So you have 10 years background in pest control.
In pest control.
How did you get into it? Tell us a little bit about your background.
So the way I got into pest control was I was with my wife at the time. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Her brother was actually in the industry already as a sales guy.
Okay.
I was young. I was 18 at the time.
18, okay.
We were about to have a baby as well.
Oh, wow. All right.
So we went, and he gave me the recommendation to obviously get into the industry.
Okay.
When I started in the industry, I started as a termite technician.
Okay.
Pretty much, drywood termite spot treatments, subterranean termite treatments, things like that.
Okay.
I did that for about a year and a half with that company. From there, I jumped into pest control just to learn another aspect of the industry.
You doing the work outside?
Correct.
Okay.
This was all. That's how it all started.
Yeah, you started
doing
from the bottom.
Physical work.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
That was at. I worked at Hewlett Environmental Services at that time.
Okay.
From there, stayed there a few years. I worked at another company where I gained commercial pest control experience.
Nice.
Worked there a few years. Obviously, throughout the years, trying to move up, in every aspect.
Grow. Mm-hmm.
From there, I went to Beach Environmental, where I was working previously.
Okay.
From there is where I gained all my experience. Moved up from a technician as to sales manager, service manager.
So you moved up.
Correct.
Moved
up. Running 12 technicians under myself.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty much how it started to where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
And then recently, obviously, as the reason I'm here is I opened my own company.
Mm-hmm. Kudos, man. Congrats.
Thank you, sir.
Congrats. That takes a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's not easy, but we're going.
Yeah, that's it. Day by day.
So one day at a time, and with all the experience, obviously, that I have behind me, it helps me with all the people that, with all the experience that I have and all that.
Yeah, of course. So guys, so much. I learned so much just off you talking right now. Listen to what he did, guys. He jumped in the industry. He learned the industry. He learned every single piece of the industry, and he climbed the ladder. That is the most effective way to learn, a trade or learn a business, right?
10
learn
years.
about it. 10 years, right? So you learned everything. So you know what it takes to do what, how long it takes. You're driving from here to there. You have a guy that tells you, "Oh, boss, it took me 2 hours." How did it take you 2 hours? I used to do it in 30 minutes.
Yep.
Because you did the hard work. You did, what is it called? In the trenches is what they call my brother Paul from Miami Landscaper. That he loves to say
Shout out to Paul.
Shout out to Paul. So, that is so much. And then to be able to gain all that experience, and you've always wanted to do your own thing, to now actually pulling the trigger, right? That sometimes, life aligns us in a certain way. God has a plan for us that we don't understand it, right?
Correct.
And one of the most scariest things, you have children, you have a house, you have, a car, you have all these things you got on your plate.
Correct.
And you have to, and you're also a baseball coach, right? For a little t-ball team.
Correct.
Right? So it's like you have all this stuff and you're like, man, I'm going to leave what my comfort zone, what I got going on for me that's paid the bills, that's allowed me to, have this, be in this comfort zone. I'm going to leave the comfort zone and I'm going to go and I'm going to do it myself. Right? And that is just huge. And for you guys listening, like, that's what it is. You just have to go. You never know what's next in life. You never know, you never know what's on the other side. Right?
Exactly.
And we're all fearful. That's the one thing. What is the number one thing that comes when you go to jump into something like that? Is fear.
It's fear.
We're fearful of an event that might not ever happen. It's never happened.
Right.
It's not like the guy is pointing a gun at you and you're fearful. No. That hasn't even happened. And you're fearful of the future, not even knowing what it could be. And it can open a door it can open 100 doors, right? But if you never make if you never go and do it, you never make the initiative to go and try to do it, you'll never know what's on the other side. So I commend you for that. That's a big thing. Sir. All us business owners, we have a lot on our plate, guys. Yeah. We have a lot on our plate. But so you're doing it, you're in it, you 10 years experience, you open the business, and now you're duking it out.
Yes, sir.
I want to run through what you offer to your customers. And I want to run through it real quick. All the different treatments, all the different things, just so you guys can listen. And if you're in need of any of these services, this is the guy, he's a pro, this is what he does, and I back him up. So,
yes, sir.
Tell me, what do you do?
We'll start off we'll go with pest control. Pretty much under, we obviously we have maintenance programs. We try to keep it to monthly and bi-monthly, especially here in South Florida.
Okay.
In South Florida, we got a lot of rain right now. It's January and February, and we still got rain.
Okay.
The summer's coming. We're gonna have rain every day.
What does the rain bring? Explain to us what the rain brings.
So when you get rain, you get everything. You get all the bugs. You get all your ants, roaches, mosquitoes.
Everything comes out of
the soil and tries to climb up. So that's why
they go into the houses.
Correct.
Okay.
So under pest control, we obviously have that. Then you obviously have your, things where it gets a little bit more in detail. You got fleas, you got ticks, you got bed bugs.
Okay.
Spiders, we service spiders. Pretty much any general household pests we will take care of inside of your home.
Okay.
Pantry pests, anything like that.
So you do the not to cut you off. Just to get it, you do regular pest control, monthly service.
We do monthly and bi-monthly.
Correct. And you have plans, they can sign up for 6 months, a year,
correct,
and they get a discount.
Exactly.
And that
just mention Azone.
Yeah, just mention Azone Amano for the coupon code. 10% off. So you do that, normal maintenance, and then the other treatments come in.
Correct. Those are more spot treatments,
Okay.
A dog came over, whatever. They walk their dog out in the yard. They live in a townhome. There's a park.
Okay.
Dog has fleas. Bring it into the house.
Okay.
Certain scenarios like that.
Okay.
German roaches, same type of thing.
Okay.
So those are more spot treatments, and then you have your maintenance programs as far as pest control. We also obviously rodents, rodent trapping, rodent proofing.
Rodent as far as rats, mice, raccoons, all that type of stuff.
Raccoons is a little bit different. That you'll go to more like animal trapping, which we can do.
Okay.
Obviously more small animals. Once it gets bigger, you'll want to call wildlife.
Yeah, of course.
But smaller,
no anacondas, guys.
Yeah, we ain't going. Don't call those for that. We ain't going.
Yeah.
But as far as raccoons.
Yeah, rodents, smaller rodents.
Exactly.
Medium to small rodents.
We'll do those type of things.
Okay.
And then when you go into termites, you have the drywood termites. So here in South Florida, it's a big thing, subterranean and drywood. As far as the drywood termites, we do fumigations, obviously, where everybody sees the tent on the house. That doesn't always work for everybody.
Or you might not have to do that.
Or you might not have to, depending on the severity of the house. We also offer tentless termite treatments, to give you a year of warranty, cover the house.
Which is that that's a spot? So you go and inspect the house. How do you find out that there's
pretty much
termites in one spot?
Well, I'll start over. For drywood termites or for any pests, we will offer a free inspection.
Free inspection?
Even if you have nothing. Hey, I want you to come to my house, take a look. Let me know if I have anything.
Okay.
That's free.
How can someone know that they have termites? They'll see like little...
So there's two different. You have the drywood termites, which they throw out the little pellets, kind of looks like coffee grinds.
Yes.
Sometimes it's almost black, dark brown, or beige.
Okay.
Then you have your subterranean termites, which is huge here in South Florida. $1 billion of damage in the whole U.S.
Wow. Those are what, bigger termites?
They're about triple the size.
Triple the size of a regular size termite.
They'll eat a house for 3 months. They will only leave concrete and metal behind.
But all the trusses, guys, like to be up to code here in Florida with the winds and stuff, everything pretty much is concrete. Everything, even the beams, everything is concrete or steel or aluminum, and then the trusses, which are the part of the house on the top, the rooftop, all that is wood, and your roof is wood too. Now they're introducing metal roofs, but whatever.
And the crazy part about that, the subterranean termites, where they're most active, is the nicest part of Miami is in the beach.
Oh,
anywhere from Miami Beach to Hollywood Beach is the biggest. They do the biggest damage in the world in that little area.
And this is something that you've learned from experience over your years.
Definitely.
Listen to that, guys. So if you're by the beach, you're gonna want to get your house inspected because you might have termites.
Crazy part, just a fun fact: subterranean termites. 10 years ago, you would never find them on the west side of South Florida.
Wow.
Because ideally the ocean brings them in, the breeze brings them in.
So in
bodies of water, right? You will find them closer to bodies of water.
Okay.
Over the time, recently this last year, I'm doing inspections in Weston.
Okay.
Which is
a lot west.
How many miles from the coast?
Yeah.
And you're already seeing them in bodies of water coming out over there.
Wow. So they're migrating.
100%.
Wow.
And they're getting stronger. So it's a big thing. I always tell people, as far as your home, every company does free inspections. It doesn't have to be me. Get an inspection every year.
Yeah.
I always recommend it. It doesn't hurt you. It's free of cost. If they find something, and if they don't,
it's like cancer. You want to find it before it spreads.
It's like going to the doctor.
Going to the doctor, yearly checkup.
Yes, sir.
So you do those things. You also offer. Let me make sure we hit everything.
So touch base as far as the subterranean termite treatments. Most of the time you can fumigate it for it.
Okay.
It would be 4 times the gas that you would use for a drywood termite.
Okay.
So obviously 4 times the price of a normal fumigation.
Okay.
So ideally, the treatment for a subterranean termite would be wherever there's concrete, you drill and shoot liquid under the slabs, and then wherever there's soil, you trench and pour liquid under.
Wow.
Building a barrier around the house. Right?
Okay.
And then whatever areas of activity, you either shoot a foaming agent or a powder straight into that area.
Okay. So let's say you come over to my house and I have termites in one section.
Right.
What would you guys do for that? Would you recommend tent, or you would recommend something else for the tentless spot treatment?
It depends. A lot of people, let's say if you're a beautiful home in Golden Beach, you're not going to want me to go with a Hilti drill and start drilling into your fancy tiles in the back.
Of course.
And you're going to tell me, hey, I'd rather do 4 times the gas and let's tent the house.
Okay.
So it obviously depends on scenarios. The more cost effective, the easier way is obviously to do the trench and rod.
Of course.
If I were to sell it, or if I were to go and you agreed to the job, I would treat that area immediately. Boom, boom. Then we will come back whenever we set the job up, hopefully in the next couple of days, to do the trench and rod.
Okay, trench and rod.
And then after that, a 14-day follow-up, and that's pretty much how
and that's the most cost-effective way to do it. Last resort is tent.
Last resort, just because of the cost.
The cost. And you recommend tenting regardless every how many years?
Most companies are going to tell you 5 years. 5 years. Every 5 years, you're going to see some form of droppings, a wing. You're going to see something. Now, you can stretch it out to about every 10-year mark. It should already be in your budget. Mind. 5 to 10 years. I need to fumigate my house.
Okay.
It's not always what's most convenient for people, but again, we live in South Florida. The cheapest investment here in a home is what, $300,000-$400,000. That's your biggest investment. Why wouldn't you want to take
3 or 4 for a townhouse?
Right. That's the smallest. That's the smallest here in South Florida. You take care of that investment. So ideally, that should be in your budget. That should be in the
That's like
plan.
Changing the oil in your car, or rotating the tires, doing the timing chain. Going to the doctor. Same stuff. So you also do stuff for the landscaping outside.
Right.
Tell us about that.
The landscaping, it's something I do. It's not something I touch too much, but I do the simple things, insecticide, especially like for nurseries or homes. You try to keep, especially people that have pets, for the fleas, the ticks, the white flies, stuff like that.
So you do white fly on the hedges.
100%.
Okay, guys. Landscapers.
Same thing.
Right?
Palm fertilization, palm treatments.
Okay.
Especially here in South Florida, everybody loves the palms.
Of course, man. The palms is what it is. And what about like mosquito treatment?
Mosquitoes, yes, we do, especially during the rainy seasons. You think about March to August, September.
It's raining.
It's rainy. You kind of want to have the mosquitoes. It's gonna happen.
And you blow. So the mosquitoes, you blow everything.
Yeah, it kind of looks
plants,
like a leaf blower. It's kind of the same thing.
Okay.
It's a backpack, has a mister. We will go around, spray the house, spray the shrubs, the water, anywhere there's settled water, stuff like that.
You add a sticker to it, so it sticks to
yes,
stuff.
100%. It's an IGR.
Okay.
So pretty much a growth regulator.
Okay.
So pretty much if a mom comes and tries to breed on that settled water, she can't reproduce. Right?
Okay.
Or if the babies do hatch, they can't reproduce, obviously, and then we keep the population down.
Okay, and if it was to rain, let's say you were to spray, how long would it take that stuff to dry for the rain to come? Because I know in rainy season, that stuff, you come and you spray, and then 5 hours later it starts raining. How long does it take to dry?
We usually keep it monthly, right?
Okay.
As long as to dry, if it's a sunny day, we know 10, 15 minutes is dry outside. If it's sprinkling outside and it's gonna sprinkle all day,
you might not want to do it.
We might want to not
reschedule.
Want to do it, right?
Yeah.
You want to kind of spray it on a sunny day where it settles in.
Okay.
Now it's South Florida, it rains a lot. A lot of times, some houses, some businesses have to do it twice a month. It's too much,
yeah.
And it's never gonna be an elimination of mosquitoes.
Of course.
It's never gonna be an elimination of pests.
Of course.
It's a control.
It's
It's always to keep it to a minimum.
Yeah, that's I like what you said there. All right, so that covers pretty much a lot of the residential stuff. I want to jump into the commercial real estate, because you provide services, same type of scenarios, but you do it for the commercial properties. You guys that are property managers, that you're running a 500 unit apartment building, or you're in a shopping center with Publix, and you're one of these big shopping centers. You're looking for someone to come in, give you estimates, come through. Tell us about that.
As far as commercial, pretty much all the categories are the same thing. We offer the pest control, the rodents. Most warehouses get rodents. It's all pretty similar. As far as pest control, we obviously do high-end buildings.
Okay.
Big residential, multi-unit buildings.
Okay.
We would cover that as well. And as far as the termites, the same thing. We can do fumigations on 100-unit buildings.
Okay.
We will tent any size.
Okay.
So that's pretty much.
That's if that was to happen.
Correct. We would do commercial kitchens.
Okay.
Some restaurants, I know they do overnight because they're pretty much open majority of the day.
Okay.
We will do overnight pest control as well for restaurants and things like that.
So overnight, it's 2 a.m, 1 a.m, you're out there spraying. Whatever it is. Yeah. So doesn't matter, 24 hours. It doesn't matter.
Yes, sir.
We're hungry out here.
Yes, sir.
Right? So
starving.
for you guys that just to stimulate your minds a little bit, you're a realtor. You're looking to sell a house. You want your customer to get the most out of that house. That way you get the fattest commission check, right? That's how it works. Maybe something like this is something that's not thought of, right? Or maybe it is, but you can call them, because if they go and they inspect the house and they see termites or whatever, you might not be able to sell the house for $600. You might as well for $550.
And even some. So a lot of people, when they want to refinance, a lot of people are going to refinance now or have refinanced. When you do a refinance, the loan, the bank is going to ask you to get a wood-destroying organism report. Some realtors have an inspector that'll do it. Most people don't know that pest control companies usually have someone or are certified to do that inspection as well.
Okay.
That is something we do. That is something I'm expert in doing.
Okay.
So pretty much the refinance asks us to come and do the inspection.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
It's not just termites. It's also wood destroying organisms, which could be moisture, water damage,
true,
mold.
Mm-hmm.
These are all things that we gotta inspect in the inspection.
Okay.
So if you do have that, just a little note, fix it before we come.
Oh, definitely.
That if not, it's coming on the report, right?
Of course.
But yes, that is something that we offer. Not just
You do mold stuff too.
not most stuff, but as far as the wood destroying organism report, it's something we have to report on that.
That report is
Correct.
what you guys do as well.
The inspector is more, the home inspector is more the one that would focus on that. So yeah, pretty much every refinance, anyone buying a house, selling a house, they're gonna need that report.
Okay,
right?
so and you want to make sure that there's nothing that can tarnish the value, anything, devaluate anything. You guys want to make the most out of it.
Correct.
So that's something to think about. And like I said, you guys are running these big buildings, or anyone, even the landscapers that are out here.
And we
like,
also,
I need to know somebody.
the WDOs are required for big buildings. A lot of times they're
called WDO?
WDO, which is wood destroying organism report.
Okay.
The multi-units, a lot of times, the same thing. The refinance, a new person's coming to buy that big property, they're going to need a report.
Okay.
That inspector has to go to every unit in that building and inspect every unit, door frames, everything. So yes, that is something we offer not only on smaller homes, but on big buildings as well.
Big buildings. And some that came to mind now, like people that are, like if you have a couple houses that you're renting out, right, or apartment buildings that you're renting out, whatever, when one tenant leaves, you want to make sure it's up to par for the next guy.
Correct.
Because you're going to be charging a good amount of rent, and you want to make sure that they're comfortable, and you don't get that phone call. No landlord wants the phone call with the problems.
And it happens all the time.
And it happens all the time. So if you can do stuff like this that doesn't cost a lot, and it's very cost effective, and you can get on some type of monthly plan, you never have to worry about your tenants calling you, with these bugging questions.
Especially with Airbnb, which here in South Florida is a huge thing. A lot of my customers are Airbnb people. I set a day. Hey, I'm going to be there every Tuesday at this time. It's already on their calendar. So when they're renting to people, they never have to worry about it. The pest control guy comes on this day, this time, takes care of the property.
Do you do like sanitary stuff as well, where you can spray like let's say like a equivalent to like a Lysol, like something like that can
I haven't
kill
thought
germs?
of it, but now I will.
Now you will.
Now I will.
That's what happens here on the plant movement, guys. We keep growing. We keep innovating.
Because
that's something too. If
100%.
you're offering that to Airbnb, or you're offering that to someone that rents out like that, like Airbnb or anything like that, even hotels, guys. You guys with hotels, Marriott, wherever you work, that's something too. They can come in, spray everything down with a sanitary solution, make sure there's no ants, put the gels, put whatever you guys got to do, inspect everything. Everything's golden on that monthly plan. And you can put all this together in a monthly package where it's a lot more cost effective if you were to be on a plan versus if you just call, hey, I need it today, and then you don't call them for 6 months. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more. So
emergency fee.
No, not emergency fee. You just don't know what you're getting into, right? So it's been 3 months, it's been 6 months. You don't know what to expect. If you go there every 2 weeks or every month, now you know that the place is clean, and it's a lot cheaper. There's no really pests there because you have it controlled. So that's what's good about these services, and these are services that people don't think about. I know people that own houses have never tenanted, they've never done a fumigation. You show up, they have ants at the door.
It's crazy.
No, for real. They have ants, they have a bunch of stuff. For the nurseries, guys, like what we use here, he does our office, he does our buildings where we store stuff. And by doing that, I have no ants. And the number one thing that a nursery cannot have is ants. Like another thing that we do is we put granular herbicide. We use a brand called Tallstar. So shout out to the people that make Tallstar.
Yep.
And what our soil provider does is he gets the bags and he mixes it in the blender with the whole mix. And so when the soil shows up here, it has Tallstar. Right. I have no ants. I have no worms. I have no bugs that want to create a little house there. Rats. I've seen rats in, I'll see a hole in a pot and they're there. They're hanging out and they jump out. I've seen it all, right? At least I think I have, right? So by doing stuff like this, it's a way cleaner environment. When the inspectors show up, which I love you guys because they're doing their job. When they show up, everything's clean. You have no problems. You don't get written up. They don't got to come back, and no one wants an inspector down their throat. So if you do small little things like this that are very cost effective, it's a no-brainer on in, let's say, our world, in the agriculture world, for nurseries, which is a good topic to hit. So it's awesome. I am. You have anything else you want to talk about?
I think we touched it all.
We touched it all, guys. If you are looking for someone that comes through, and this is the reason I brought him on, because I told him, hey, come by, do our stuff. This guy, if he says he's gonna be at this time, he's there. All right. Today he told me, hey, I'm gonna be there at 10 o'clock. And then he texted me like 15 minutes later. He's like, "Hey, it's gonna be like 10:15 because I couldn't find my keys." That's punctual. That's what you want. You want somebody that comes through. You don't want someone that says they'll be there at 10 and they show up at 12.
Oh, we gotta be considerate. Everybody has a life. Everybody has plans.
We're all on a schedule, basically, for the most part. And that's what it is, guys. Any services that you need, you can reach out to him. How can they reach out to you?
305-833-5800. Instagram, Aldo Pest, ALDOPEST. And the website, same thing, aldopest.com.
Okay, where do you service?
We service pretty much Broward County all the way to the Florida Keys.
So Broward County, Miami-Dade County, and Monroe County.
Correct.
All right, guys, you heard it here. This is Geo, all right, with Aldo Pest Control. And thank you so much for coming on, man. All right, guys, thank you guys for listening to this episode. You already know all his stuff's going to be in the link in the bio so you guys can find him easier. And thank you guys for watching another episode of the Plant Movement Podcast. Stay tuned because you already know the next one's going to be fire. And if you guys want to jump on, you guys are inspired, you can always reach us on Instagram at the Plant Movement Podcast, or you can jump on A's Ornamental Nursery. That's the business page for the plants. And whatever you guys need, we're here for you, all right? God bless you. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.